It works.
Okay, now we go back. Forget whatever you saw. Okay. Anyways, thanks Alex for the introduction. I'm Az Samad, and I'm very happy to be back. Last year I was here for What About Kuching for the first time last year, and I had a really wonderful time. People in Kuching are so friendly, and you guys have a lot of cats, and I like cats. So and the food is really good. So it's all really good things, so I'm very happy to be back. Today so mine is more like story time, you know. So I'm just gonna tell a long story. This is like Lord of the Rings, but less exciting. Lord of the Rings is like 9 hours or something. This one is, I'm gonna compress about 28 years of my life. Not my whole life, just from the music life part. 28 years of my music life into hopefully about half an hour, depending how many big words I use. So from Ampang to around the world. Oh yeah, I need to point there. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna play this. Hopefully the volume won't be shockingly loud. We adjusted just now, so hopefully it'll be okay. This is in Segovia, Spain. It's at a folk Segovia festival in Segovia, Spain. This is 2012, so this is 12 years ago? Wow, it's been some time. Good thing we got video. So this was in Segovia, Spain. I was touring with an artist, her name is Linda. She's a musician that I worked with when I was living in the US. More on that after this. So this was one of I think it's one of the most beautiful venues I performed at. Because just imagine you go to Spain and you go to a smaller city, Segovia, and they have aqueducts. You know those Roman aqueducts where the water system and stuff? It's like that, you know. And then they had all this amazing Spanish food and stuff. And the town is like, it looks like it came from the past and they just maintained there. Except they have electricity and they have really good gelato. So, and ice cream and a lot of good food lah. That time not vegan yet. I had all this like random Italian food that time. And also, this one was, I was playing an accordion festival, because that's what you do when you get gigs. This is a gig that I did, festival performance actually, at Cotati Accordion Festival in Northern California, in Cotati, California. And there's 2 Grammy winners on stage. I am not one of them. You have Flaco Jimenez, the one with the fancy hat there next to me. So this is me, the one on the left there. And you have, Flaco Jimenez used to play with Freddie Fender and tour with Freddie Fender on the right there on button accordion, and you have Max Baca. So Max Baca is on this bajo sexto, which is like a double course 6-string instrument. So there's like 12 strings. So I played with Tex-Mex musicians. It's 3 chords, but they don't tell you which ones, and they don't tell you which song. You have to know the key and just play with them and perform. Everything's 3 chords, but everything's like really fast and you have to just like wacky. Then you just have to listen. Anyway, so this is a performance that I did live with them, but I also recorded with both Max. With Max, we recorded in the same session in Tucson, Arizona. With Flaco recorded in Texas, but I recorded on the same record, just different recording session, but we're on the same record. They obviously more famous lah, I'm not so famous lah. I tumpang glamour, so I put them in my bio every single time. Always tumpang glamour. So the question is, how did someone from Ampang, right, from Taman Sriwatan Ampang area, went to Taman Kosas, go perform in Spain, go perform at Accordion Festival in US? You don't, standard one, they don't ask you lah, what you want to do when you grow up? I want to perform at Accordion Festival in California. No one says that. And no one I know lah. Maybe you know weirder people than me. I don't know, Kuching. So this is somebody lah, when he was very young in Ampang. Don't know this guy. See, everyone want to take photo now. Careful, careful. She laughed and laughed and laughed when she saw my photo. Oh my god. So, tengok rambut. See the rambut there? Wow. So perasan. Anyways. So to begin the story, right, we should start at the beginning. Long time ago, I was actually more of an R&B kid. I'm R&B and hip-hop. So like we're talking about around 1992, I was into For You to See and KRU, and then eventually Nico, Feminine, all that, everything that happened around 1992, you know? Anyone who was around, you know, that was like pop music at the time. And then I got into hip-hop, I was into Snoop Doggy Dogg, Warren G, Outkast, I was into R&B, I was into Boyz II Men, Shy, Jodeci. So I was really into American music. That was my thing. And then later on, at some point, someone introduced me to a band called Nirvana. So I found out about Nirvana, I was like, wow, so interesting. It's like, how come the mix sound bad, huh? Like, because it's like very rough. If you listen to R&B, everything's very polished. You hear all the keyboard sounds, the patches, especially around the era. Don't talk about lo-fi now. It's different. So I got introduced to Nirvana and I wanted to get a guitar because my friend played guitar, so I wanted to play guitar. And my grandma gave me 80 ringgit because I found out at Spectrum Shopping Mall in Ampang got 80 ringgit guitar. So she gave me 80 ringgit. This is very religious grandma, you know, very, very religious. She made sure I mengaji and all that. She gave me, not my parents, my grandma gave me the money. So went to Spectrum Shopping Mall, bought my guitar, and I don't know how to tune the guitar, see, because I don't know how to play it, right? So my friend said, let me tune for you. We all went shopping together, you know, 4 or 5 of us went to shopping at this mall. And he said, let me tune for you. I said, okay. So he brought home the guitar, you know. Then the next day I called him and he said, oh, the tune the guitar. I like not very smart lah. You can tune in like 3 minutes or something. But he brought home, he played my guitar first lah. Anyway, so I started playing guitar. I played for about 3 months or so. I didn't quit yet. You know how teenagers, they have a hobby, then after that they quit after like, you know, because anyone who has kids or who has been a kid, I don't know how many people have been a kid, but you know, you get distracted, you do different things. But I was really into guitar and I didn't quit. So my dad told me, he bribed me like any good father would. He said, I buy you a nicer guitar if you learn classical guitar, that's the first one. Number 2, learn how to read music. I said, what? I mean, he said those 2 terms, right? I only heard new guitar. New guitar. Yeah, I can. So that's how I started off. You know, I started taking classical guitar lessons and learning how to read music. And I really have to thank him for that because he had the foresight that, you know, that's actually a very good thing to do. And this one, you're wondering from just now, this is from the Majalah Sekolah, you know. That's why the resolution is Majalah Sekolah resolution here. This is a picture of a picture that was reproduced in a school magazine. Anyone know which one I am? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Anyone want to guess? Can spot me? Am I number 2? No. First one? You picked the handsome guy who was originally from MRSM. No, that's not me. 5, correct. 5. I was on the far right there. However, one of them, I'm the one that tuned my guitar and took my guitar home. So anyway. I won't reveal who lah. Anyways, so after SPM, right? This one offered the picture foreshadow first. You're like, what's the story here? So after SPM, I wanted to do music, and so eventually I ended up at this college called International College of Music. It's a college at Jalan Pahang. You have Hospital Tawakal, you have the McDonald's, and then behind there there's a small music college, about 5-story building, very small. And that's where I learned a lot of things, you know. I learned, basically my musical upbringing, like that was like the foundation of what I learned musically. I had a lot of really good teachers. I had Cik Rosdan Abbas, who was my main guitar teacher, Cik K. Latif, another guy that was working with the Petronas Performing Arts Group. In terms of the more famous people, I studied my basic keyboard actually with U Yao Jin. And then I studied with Aubrey Suito, who is the musical director for Siti Nurhaliza. This is probably pre-Siti Nurhaliza lah. Aubrey was, you know, that time he got time to teach keyboard to like newbies. And then I studied music business with Ahmad Izam Omar, who was the founder, you know, the important people in Positive Tone, responsible for Innuendo, OAG, Poetic Ammo, and all that. Also, Buntan was responsible for Nico. Jennifer Thompson, who is, you know, has worked with almost everyone. in the Malaysian music industry in terms of organizing events. So the point was, I was very fortunate because I had a lot of amazing teachers that I studied with. If anything, I know how to do stuff is because I had really good teachers. And also at ICOM, I had a lot of really amazing classmates. So let me introduce you to the gang. This one's actually from an album launch at International College of Music. So at some point, the college thought, maybe we should do a compilation of music from the students. So I was one of the students. I wrote a rap song, Sentuhan Manja Rindu Kasih Sayang, featuring Noreen Aziz, a particular singer named Noreen Aziz, who I got her to rap. And then I also rap. Because I wrote the song so I can get anyone to do anything, right? At college is the best time to get people to do anything. They don't ask you for money yet. Except nowadays, apparently I heard they ask you for money already. Anyway, there's a few people here. There's like Savvy in front here. She's now doing like kind of music therapy and like sound therapy and stuff. Genevieve Kam, she actually is the musical director for a lot of shows and a lot of different artists. Her husband is a famous Malay singer. Melina William from Kuching, amazing musician, multi-instrumentalist, genius. Kevin Tessera was in Penang. Serene Chiam, next to the one in pink, she runs a music school and she does like a lot of musical outreach and training for people like she teaches for the Chinese market. So like really huge in that whole singer, songwriter, producer sphere. Irene Savary is the president at the back there, smiling because I told a bad joke probably. And then she is the president, and she was one of the two singers from Cendrawasih. She's one of the founders for the college. So yeah, I mean Frank Ong. The late Frank Ong was the original bassist for Alley Cats as well. So these are all the people that I was surrounded with. So I was very, very blessed. And so that was ICOM. So I was there for a foundation program. I was there for 5 years, and then I was gigging and performing in Kuala Lumpur. So I performed solo. I performed with my dad for like poetry events and stuff like that. I also had a duo. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. I had a duo with this other guy named Hardish Singh. At that point, we had a duo called Dalcha duo. It's instrumental guitar, just like two guitars. It's like a bit like the group Acoustic Alchemy. Is two guitars, instrumental music, original music. And weirdly enough, this is after I graduated, but we were performing at ICOM because there was an event there. And right after I graduated, I was performing and gigging and stuff, and I had written music. Just before I left for Berkeley, which is part 2 of the story, I had the opportunity, I wanted to record my music. I had written all this instrumental guitar music. I knew I could make like millions of ringgit by selling instrumental music. No, cannot. But I wanted to record, and we recorded it actually at one of the best studios in Malaysia. It's at Synchro Sound Studios. So the story is Nick Lee, and the studio is no longer around, but at that point it was probably one of the best in Southeast Asia even. Nick Lee is an amazing producer. You can see how old by how big the monitor is. Yeah, meaning it's big, but it's not big. It's big. So this was one of the sessions. We recorded it over 3 days, and we Acoustic Gestures. It's on Spotify. Even if you want to buy the CD or so, you cannot buy it because it's sold out. So. But I mean, sometimes you can find, I think I saw it once either on Amazon or something, someone sold it for some ridiculous price. And it's not even a local seller, it's an international seller. Anyway, this was the recording. Okay. Anyway, so that was my local part. That's part 1. It's part 3 parts, Be patient, drink some water, So, I love telling this part of the story because everyone gets confused. Because I went to Berkeley and then I moved to Berkeley. So this is actually one of my teachers there, David Tronzo. Amazing guitar player, slide guitar player, one of the best in the world. I got stories about him, but I cannot tell here. If not, it will take another 10 minutes. And in Berkeley, Yin has met Tronzo, so she knows how amazing he is. So I moved. So the story was I already been performing, then I applied for, a few of my friends were already wanted to go to Berkeley, and then I applied, I basically went for the scholarship audition. I got the scholarship audition, I got some money from Berkeley, and I decided to go in 2005 to move to Boston. Boston very cold. I don't recommend moving for weather. Weather here better, but in terms of the environment, it was great. Again, a great opportunity for me because I got to study with so many people. I studied with people that taught my heroes. So I had one teacher, Brett Wilmot. he taught Kurt Wozewinkle. I studied with Mick Goodrick, he played with Pat Metheny and Gary Burton, and then he taught a whole bunch of other people. John Damian taught Mike Stern, Laney Stern, and Bill Frisell. So I basically went there, I studied with the people that taught my heroes, or they were my heroes themselves. And so Berkeley was great because the faculty was amazing, but I came in as a jazz composition major, and then later I added guitar performance. I was there for 6 semesters, 2005 to 2007. I did a dual major, so it means that I basically got my 2nd and 3rd undergraduate degrees from Berkeley. But it's not just the teachers, you know, it was amazing because the people were amazing. So on the left here is my friend Helen Shara Davis. She played for, one of the Spice Girls' wedding. I think when David Beckham got married, she was in the string quartet that played for them, I believe. I know it's someone famous. So she's from the UK. My friend Michael Borgida, he's actually working at Berkeley now for one of the departments. He's not on faculty, he's working as part of the team. I think he does like events and organizes big events for Berkeley now. But we were all classmates and friends, and we used to play at this little cafe across the bridge in Cambridge. So Berkeley is in the Back Bay area, and then if you cross the bridge, you can go to MIT where the smarter people are. So we played at the smarter people part. And we played, and we got sandwiches, and we just hang out. But this was great because, you know, it's one thing to learn about music, but it's one thing to every week on Saturday we would play music together and we would try all this stuff. And the sandwich place is not very particular, so we can play really weird stuff. They don't mind. The sandwich is normal, the music is weird. And eventually I graduated. My glasses there on the side here pecah, so you know it's not a video photo error, it's a human error. I am human, I am the human, I am the error. But I graduated from Berkeley, and and after that, what happened was I moved to California, and I did a few things. First, I was working in California, and then I went to do my master's at San Jose State University. Basically, it's like San Jose State is in San Jose, which is basically part of Silicon Valley. So you think like Google, Facebook, all that, they're all in Silicon Valley. Google's in Mountain View, and like Facebook is like its own thing. And then San Jose, actually, there's nothing there. Except for the university. University, very good. The rest of it is like there's nothing there. So I lived in Berkeley, Berkeley. I thought it was like cool. At that time I did I did a 2-hour commute each way. I wanted to stay at the cool part. I'm from KL. I like to stay in cool places. That time I don't know Kuching so cool. So anyway, so I did this crazy commute, and I did that for 2 years, and I studied in San Jose State, which was a much smaller music program. And in between all that, one of the things I did at some point was I met the singer. I should tell you this part. I should tell you the full story. I had moved to California. I don't know anyone, so I went. How can I apply gig? Takkan nak go on Craigslist, like take any gig, no, so don't know anything, right? So I did the most, I went busking. I went to downtown Berkeley BART station and started busking. It's very cold, you know, I don't recommend busking. It's very cold over there. So, but what happened was, that one time when I was busking, a guy came up, this old man, you know, he's like, not that old, but at that time I was younger, so I think everyone old. So he came, he listened, you know, then I was like, wow, this guy really listening, you know. Then after that, he talked to me, he said, you know, hey, you know, I don't think he complimented me, I think he just asked me questions. He said, you know, do you play jazz? I said, yeah, I play jazz. Because at that time I play like pretend version of Autumn Leaves. I just play like very like rubato, you know, like more like emotional, whatever it is. New agey, not so jazz. Because easier. In jazz I have to play in time, new agey can play out of time. So anyway, but he asked me, do you play jazz? I said, oh yeah, I play jazz. He said, oh, do you read music? I said, yeah, I read music. Thank my dad. So I read music. Then he said, oh, are you free Tuesday? No, are you free next Thursday for a gig? I was like, oh, can? Yes. So I scrambled. That time I still got name card. I gave him my name card. I'm not sure whether he was joking or real. You know, I just met some random busker, right? So anyway, that night I went for a game night. A game night means like we're playing board games lah. We're playing like, I don't know lah, we play board games just to meet people lah. And then I missed his call because I was playing board games. Then I realized that he wasn't kidding, he left me a voicemail. That time people still leave voicemail, you know. Long time ago when people left voicemail. This is all pre-WhatsApp. Anyway, so he left me a message and then he said, you know, hey, we have this gig, you know, it's at a Chinese restaurant, we play gypsy jazz. I was like, whoa, Chinese restaurant, gypsy jazz. Okay, cool. And then, so I said yes to the gig, I went to the gig, I played it, and then after the first set, I sat at the table, we're all drinking, it's like a few, one Japanese guy played violin, two white people playing, one was the bass player, one is the guitarist and singer who hired me. Then he asked me, you know why I hired you? I said, I have no idea. He said, because you play in time. I was like, cool. And he said, all my guys are out of town. I called all my guys are out of town. My main guys are on touring. So I call you. I said, oh, thank you. And then I have to thank my other teacher in Berkeley, Mick Goodrick. He always take out a pocket knife. He said, if you turn the time around, take out the pocket knife, he scare you. So that's why I play in time. I'm very scared of pocket knife. He looks American, but actually he scary like Asian uncle. So, anyways, so there I was playing and sitting, we're all drinking Chinese tea together, and then he said, oh yeah, I thought like hire you for this gig, and it's like if you play bad, I just pay you and you go home after the first set. So he didn't pay me, I still have to play the second set. Means I did okay lah. I thought I could get easy money for one set, no. So what happened was, because I played that, this is gonna lead to this part. I'm like, oh, so long-winded again. Anyway, so I played that gig and I'm not the main guy, I'm always the main replacement guy. So when the guy goes on tour, I get called. And I would play this Chinese restaurant gig, it's called King Sin Restaurant, it's on Solano Avenue in Berkeley. So I always have to take a bus, bring my amp, bring my guitar, everything. And eventually one of the gigs, this bass player, this one guy, Reed Watley, he said, I met a new singer, she's doing a world music project. I think you'd be a good guitarist for her. I've been playing with her now, I think, can I give your name to her? I said, can. Then one day I got a call from this excited lady. Hey, Reed gave me your number, he said you're really good, blah, blah, blah. Tara's very exciting. She's always very excited. She always sounds excited, I don't know why. So anyway, I eventually, long story short, I played with her, jam, and then she liked my playing, and we ended up playing together for a long time. Remember the one just now you saw, the one in Segovia, Spain? That's with her lah. So moral of the story is, go busking. You might play with Tara Linda, eventually play with Grammy winners. Results may vary. No money back guarantee. Try at your own risk. And this is the recording session in Tucson, Arizona. She flew us all to Tucson, Arizona, and then that's Max Barker, the Grammy winner there, just sitting at the back there, waiting for me lah. The guy took a long time to record. No, I don't know lah. Everyone takes a long time to record. This was with a jazz master. This studio is amazing. It's like it's called Wave Lab Studios by Craig Schumacher, and this engineer has done stuff for the Dvořáčka, Nico Case, a lot of amazing indie albums this guy produced. This place, got so many guitars on the wall, got so many synthesizers. I brought my guitar, I never used my guitar. He said, use the Jazz Master. And he's like, oh, use the Telly. He's like, oh, let's use the ADDINA. He take out all this equipment. He didn't say my guitar sucks lah, but he just gave me other guitars. He said, try this one, So that's the recording session. You see the red guitar there at the back? That's my guitar. I never use it during the recording. Everything uses guitars because he has everything. There's more recording trivia, but I don't talk about that. Anyway, but I had a lot of opportunities in the US. This is a Bazaar Cafe, which is on California Street. I played a kind of off and on a regular series with a friend of mine, Thea Gherkin, who used to be the editor or associate editor for Acoustic Guitar magazine. This is a completely acoustic gig. There's no amplification. It's a very small cafe, but it's like cult following. You have like 20-30 people all into instrumental acoustic guitar. That one is with Tara there. This is on a tour at Persimmon Gallery, Northern California. This is a place called Nomad Cafe in Oakland. So different stories lah. And this next one, this is actually, Yin took this photo. This is actually at a festival called the Y2K Live Looping Festival. This is in Santa Cruz, California. It's with my friends Carrie, JD, and Mike. And this is a band called Planet Loop, so I played at this festival. You see live looping, and you see Santa Cruz, right? You see the picture already automatically psychedelic, no filter. Yeah, it's just Yin had a hard time trying to take photos for this, but that's the thing lah. So I had a really great time in the US. I learned a lot in Berkeley. I learned a lot in San Jose State University, and I was there from 2005 to 2011, and then I came back to Malaysia. And this is gambar hiasan. This is from a different trip. But I don't have a photo of me schlepping like my 7 guitars back home. I'm sure somewhere got lah, you know, I brought so many of my instruments back home, but this is Yin took this photo, that's why it's nicer. And the first gig I had when I came back to KL was, the main gig was with my friend Reza Saleh. This was at Dewan Philharmonic Petronas. That time they featured Reza Saleh, and it was a completely sold out show at Dewan Philharmonic Petronas. This photo was taken by my friend Vignesh Balasingam. He knows I'm blur, so the photo, I'm also blur. Good friend, he knows me very well. So we did this show, this is the sound check, and that's why we're not well dressed. The sound check photo. Yeah, you'll be like, takkan lah dressed like this for MPO show. Sold out. Sound check, sound check. And then among the other things, so you thought I moved back to KL, like okay lah, just in KL. At that time when I first moved back, I thought like, no lah, I'm never gonna get all this gypsy jazz beat lah, play with jazz orchestra lah, I played a lot of stuff in US that I didn't tell you guys. I played with like a cumbia band, I played with Taralinda, we played Tex-Mex, indie rock, and we did 2 records. And then I played classical guitar, I played classical guitar quartet in the university. I did a lot of different things. I thought I'd come back to KL how to get all this. I actually got all this actually. I actually played gypsy jazz with members of the Malaysian Philharmonic Orchestra. Then I eventually, later I'll show you the MPO thing. But this is from a tour. That one, the 2 photos up there left here is with in my tour in 2013. The organizer is here. She organized everything. Means that she had to do all the email and calling. It's harder work than the playing, I trust. I know, she knows. So we played, this is in Northern Ireland, that one's in, this one's in Berlin. That one was at the place you saw just now in Segovia, Spain. That one I always have to find an excuse to put the photo twice. That one video, this one photo, because it's very pretty, very pretty. So, and then the other thing I did was I did a lot of performances with Malaysian Philharmonic Orchestra. This is my favorite one, because this one I perform video game music. I'm a video game kid. I forgot to tell you, R&B and Hip-Hop kid, I'm a video game kid. This one is for the Final Fantasy concert, Distant Worlds concert. It was the very first Final Fantasy concert in Malaysia at that time. I was a classical guitar soloist. I played on 2 pieces, Vamo a la Flamenco and Dear Friends. And thank goodness I went to San Jose State, I did classical guitar, because when MPO called me, I was sleeping. Like literally I was sleeping. I got a call, say, because they already got me in to play this pops concert. We play pop music, we play Hollywood music concert, we would play like film music, a lot of film music. They will call me to play guitar. I'm officially called extra musician. That's the term they use. So you see in the thing they say extra musician, asterisk. But this one is different. This one is soloist. It's a fancy way of saying a lot more work, a lot more money, but I have to audition. Oh, okay. So they call me, I'm sleeping, I wake up like, hello. They say, oh, hi, so-and-so from MPO. Hey, you play classical guitar? I said, yeah. I said, yeah lah, but what is this? I got show, what show? Oh, it's video game. I said, which one? Final Fantasy. Okay, what? Okay. Suddenly very awake. I'm very sleepy most of the time, but this one I was very awake. And they said, oh, we pass your, can you give us like your stuff like your video, because we want to ask the conductor if he wants to work with you. So I was like, okay, I get it together. So I made a page, everything. I find all my classical thing. I put together. I put a playlist, everything I sent. And after that, I got another call. I said like, because I'm not really a classical. I studied classical guitar, but I'm a jazz guitarist. So classical guitar is the thing that I've done, but it's not like my main thing, So then they said the conductor said, told him I didn't talk to the conductor yet. The conductor said he's not too sure, but he said okay lah, can, I was like, this is not very convincing, you're scaring me lah, why you scare me like this? Anyway, I got the job, and then when we did the first rehearsal, it was okay lah. And then eventually, when we did the show, he really liked me. Ani Roth, you go any Final Fantasy concert and see the Ani Roth conducting or his son conducting, like it's the 2 of them. So we kind of become friends lah, So I can easily email him. I haven't emailed him in a while, so don't go questioning. Maybe he forget me already. Okay. But this concert, that's me, and then there's a whole bunch of classically trained singers, and it was like amazing. It was sold out. After that, I know they like me because they call me again. Ani called me again to play for Final Fantasy: A New World, which is the chamber one. Chamber music is basically a simple way of saying you better play correct because there's less people, everyone can hear you if you mess up. That's chamber music. Orchestra means if solo part, make sure you play correct, everyone can hear you. Or if the conductor, he can always hear you regardless of whenever you play. So I played A New World. intimate music from Final Fantasy as well. And that one I met, that one also sold out. Final Fantasy concert always sold out. So there was me as a jazz guitarist with classical guitar training, playing MPO concerts, soloist, extra musician, pops concert. One of my other favorite ones is we played Ratatouille. You ever watched that Pixar thing? We played the whole film. Music is live, orchestra to the whole film. Live music, it was very exciting. Also like 96 or 100 pages of music. So, and using like 5 or 6 guitars, something like that. But I was also in different scenes. I was in kind of the indie scene because I play instrumental acoustic guitar. You know, last time I said acoustic fingerstyle guitar. There is no scene of that kind in KL. It's like me. There's a guy there. You see the third guy on the right there is. Reza Saleh is actually like legit friend. We have a gig end of this month. If you want to fly to KL and watch me read poetry, watch Reza read poetry. We have a gig at Readings at Six Sun. We're reading poetry, so it's free. Because we're reading poetry, you know. But Reza's playing a few songs as well. Our friend Ray Cheong there, the one next to Reza, the one in the middle there, he's the other guy that plays some instrumental acoustic guitar. The other guy is in Sabah, Roger Wang. So at that time in the early 2000s, I don't have a scene. So what I do, I tumpang other people's scene. I play in singer-songwriter scene until like when you see article right, Asamat, you know, when he sang the song, it's like, I play guitar, you know, but they think I sang, so they wrote article. Happened more than once, so I guess I must have sung really well. Peter Brown, the late Peter Brown, and Markiza, they gave me some of my early gigs of open mic. They ran a series called Acoustic Jam. Zalila Lee, who played percussion and guitar for me for many shows. The guy at the back there, his name is Narmi as a solo act, but he's also Imran from the band One Buck Shot. So I think, and the one at the back there on the stage there that I let him photobomb is Azmil Yuno, who's another singer-songwriter. Azmil's at the back. This is at the B at Publica. So I guess my point here is that as a musician, you have to be part of a community. Doesn't matter which one, you can tumpang another community. I tumpang the singer-songwriter scene, I tumpang the indie scene, I'm in the jazz scene, I play the classical scene. So I'm kind of everywhere. Now I want to become a poet like my dad. So I go into the poetry. I used to read poetry when I was a kid. My first gig was actually not guitar. I read poetry at Auditorium DBKL when I was 8. So that was my first performance. That time no stage fright there. No idea of stage fright. And then also, this was in Macau. I did a lot. So I came back to KL. I thought like, oh, never gonna do anything. No lah. I also got to play in Macau for like another performance. This was at an art gallery over there. And then I also performed at Jarasum International Jazz Festival. I played at Hong Kong International Jazz Festival. I played at this festival in Kuching called WAK About Kuching Festival. Penang Island Jazz Festival. I did a lot of touring and stuff. I still really enjoy traveling and performing. So it's like, I like meeting people, except weird people. So weird people stay away. Because they usually will stay away because I'm weirder than them. So it's a safety mechanism. So anyway, so just to wrap up, this is in 3 parts. I was in KL doing all these things, and then I moved to US, and then I'm back here. And it's been a wonderful journey. It still continues. So maybe in a future presentation, you'll see slide deck about this thing. Anyways, this is in Hong Kong. I was teaching a student in Hong Kong. This is at a place, just trivia, a few floors below. When we booked the place, right, it's an Airbnb. My friend recommended Shanghai Street Studios. Then my friend said, you should stay here. The guy who runs the place is a designer. He's very cool, very cool guy. I said, okay, cool. And eventually, he was so cool. He actually let me do, number one, I kind of did my residency there. I did a workshop there. I did a house concert there. But what they didn't tell me was 2 floors down, there's some prostitution happening, but mostly old people. So the guy told me, oh, don't worry. I said, oh, by the way, there's there's prostitution downstairs. I said, huh? Now you tell me. We already booked already. We're staying there already. Then he said, but I said, don't worry, it's old people only. Anyways, so ask me anything, but nothing about the old people there, because I don't know much. I never heard anything. I didn't see anything. But I'll answer anything if you guys have anything to ask.
Why never got into singing?
If you hear me sing, it will answer all your questions. Huh?
So I would assume that you sing as well.
No, she hear me sing all the time. No, I cannot. Yeah, no. I question, not ask me sing. We have to charge. No matter how bad the performance, there's a fee. So, actually I like singing, but I never really worked on it, to be honest. And I have written some songs for vocalists. One thing I forgot to tell you at the beginning was in Kuala Lumpur after ICOM, during my last semester, I actually interned at Synchro Sound Studios. The studio that I recorded, I was an intern there before I recorded. And I also worked with this guy. I was interning under Greg Henderson, who's an amazing producer, originally from Australia. And I wrote some lyrics for a group called Bayou, which was in the TV show Pop Stars. So actually my earliest songwriting credits that were like in commercial was for a boy, like not boy band, it's like I want to say manufactured band. It's like a you know one of those coming to whatever that kind of thing. You get what I mean?
Yeah, singing, alright.
Okay, next question. Anything else? There's a lot. So just 28 years. So. Hello.
I would like to know, is there any objection from your family members, especially not following your father's style?
Okay. I almost want to tell a joke immediately, but I should answer seriously. Actually, I was very, very lucky because my parents actually were very, very supportive of me doing music. My parents, my immediate parents, my dad, my mom. As I mentioned, my dad's the one who bribed me to buy a nicer guitar. And my dad, he used to be the editor for Berita Harian, and he quit journalism in 1986, and he was a full-time writer since then. My mom was still working at NST, and she was the assistant editor, sub-editor. She was the sub-editor for Jelita magazine, a woman's publication. And after that, eventually she worked for Berita Harian, and she did the women's page, and eventually she did the Agama page. She was the editor. My dad actually was the guy that's responsible in the newspaper, right? You have editors for each page, like the women's page. He's the one that brought that system in. That one just like me bragging on my dad. But the point was, my parents were very, very supportive of me doing music. So I was very, very fortunate. Every time I tell this to my friends in ICOM, they'd be like, "Oh, you're lucky, your parents actually supportive." Yeah. So the only thing that I had a little bit of, my dad was not very happy I didn't really do classical guitar. I wanted to do jazz guitar, and so there was a little bit of reluctance. And he also, see, the thing is this: he thought like. He encouraged me to be a solo artist because he wanted me to do my own thing. That's one thing he really encouraged. But then he said I should be a soloist, like classical soloist. But he also thought, why don't I sing a bit? I was like, this is very confusing that. You sent me to contemporary music school, but you want me to be a classical guitarist. So during the early years, I was very confused because like, you should have sent me to ITM or Aswara or something where they have, or MIA, they have a classical guitar program. But it worked out in the end because like, I think a lot of the more interesting work opportunities I've gotten is because I do play classical guitar, I do read music, I do jazz, so I can play a lot of things that are not easily hireable by different people because it's a very specific combination. So yeah, I had support from my parents. My other relatives, they actually have, for many years, they have no clue what I do. But now some of them do because they follow me on social media. They say, tengok video itu tu buat live okay. You know? Okay, so okay As. Tak, bila nak main dengan Siti Nurhaliza? Tak ada Siti Nurhaliza tak ada. Oh, tak ada. Oh, still main gitar. Oh, kat internet lah. Oh, okay. Makan. To be honest, me, I can do it lah. So, yeah. Any other questions? If not, good. Calling 3. No? Okay. So thank you so much. Really happy to be here. If anyone wants to stop me, I am on my email. That's my actual email, asamat3@gmail.com. I'm available for weddings. I'm available for functions. I'm available for lessons. Serious, I am very available for lessons and workshops and talks. I can talk. I do slides. I can do slides. I play slide guitar also. I'm on X, Instagram, YouTube at Asamat, Facebook, TikTok, Asamat Music. I write reviews for books. Anyone want to send me like nice books for free? Send to me. I like books. CDs. People in Europe send me CDs. People from Malaysia, only CC Iman has sent me a CD. And I write daily emails. I wrote about the festival many times. I promote my Surat music. Yeah, so if you like how I talk, I'm even not funnier in my Surat music, but it's a suratmusic.com. Every day I write email. So yeah, beware. Okay, thank you so much.